Good morning, everyone. My name is Debbie, and I'm with Festivals and Events Ontario. Thank you for joining us today for our Tuesday talks. And our guests, Jim Motton from Jim Motton Productions, and from Adam Growe, who you will see later. He's not on with us right now, as he is the cash cab guy, and going to be doing what's he doing? He is doing a contest. He's going to be doing a competition with six of our participants. What's that?
He's taking us for a ride in the
He's taking us for a ride. That's it, Jim. Thanks. So just a little bit of housekeeping. We are all here right now. Put yourself on mute. If you have any questions, feel free to either unmute yourself and ask your question if you have any, or post it in the Zoom. Have your cell phones ready so that you can download the QR code that Adam will show once we go into Adam's portion of this. And during Adam's presentation, if you have any questions, put them into the chat room. And because we're not connected, he can't really see all the chat. So what we'll do is I will retype them into into the cash cab area. So that's it. That's our instructions for today. So again, thanks for joining us, and welcome Jim Motton. Jim is has his own company, and he's going to be talking today about how he's kind of made this last 12 months something pretty interesting. So Jim, welcome. Really love that you've joined us, and part of our FEO community. Welcome.
Well, thanks a lot for having me, Deb. It was just an honor to be here today and be able to share some of my concepts. Mostly what we're going to be talking about today is hybrid virtual live in-person events. Now, they keep pushing things back. So now we're looking at June 2nd, and my first gig that I'm going to be doing this with is for the Bread and Honey Festival on June the 5th. So I think people will be pretty hungry for that. I'm just going to switch over here for a second and go to the screen here. So what we're all about, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about entertaining. It's entertain, showcase, and brand. I have always been a huge marketing has always been a big part of my life. I spent years and years and years as a nightclub promoter and working in the bars. And of course, you know, drawing a crowd was always a big part of it, as much as it was everything else. You know, if there's no people in the seats, it's not much fun. So basically, in most of the clubs that I had, if we ever had less than 200 or 300 people on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday night, we were having a bad night. So I've been kind of developing this so that it's taken on some new legs over the years. I did spend several years as a caterer as well, so I have a really different outlook on events from beginning, middle, and end. So
hey, Jim, I have a question for you. What were when you and I were chatting last week, your wife had given you some words of wisdom. What were those?
Yes, she said to me, she said, Jim, if you don't reinvent yourself, you're going to be the old guy down at the Legion playing karaoke. Now, as fun as that sounds, it's just not for me. I mean, my background is working with bands like, you know, Chubby Checker and Eric Burden and the Byrds, and, you know, the list goes on and on and on, Tom Cochran. So yeah, it's just somewhere I didn't want to see myself. So I started off building a walking PA system that would allow me to roll through festivals and host events anywhere I was. It was all battery powered. And then it eventually turned out into an audiovisual truck. So the truck has projectors, laser projectors in it, video projectors, lighting, full power source. It's got a massive DJ library. We're listening to Jade Hilton, my good friend Jade Hilton in the background with an original song. So the truck allows me to dress the building up from the outside, And then when they walk into the inside, like this one, I had 11 projectors on the ceiling to replicate stars, projectors on the walls, so we could run their videos and things. We have 2 audio visual trucks, and these are video systems on wheels. This is our older truck. You can see them day or night. We also have this truck opens up on the side hinge on the back door to create 2 screens on one side for stationary use. Our other truck got destroyed during the Raptors' final win, so when we rebuilt it, we put a hydraulic lift on the side. That truck has a scaler, so it allows us to put camera feeds into it. Now, this particular event, this was a drive-in style event, just a stage monitors on the stage, but no PA system. Everything's done through an FM broadcast to people's car radio, and of course, we've got it on screen, and the event is being streamed at the same time. So, just a nice little example of an in-person hybrid event. The AV truck allows me to project on buildings. I've done, those big grain elevators downtown Toronto. Instant DJ on wheels. We can actually be playing music as we arrive. Our setup otherwise takes a matter of 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm up and running. That was from the Raptors parade. There's PA at the back door and plug-in points at every single door for additional speakers. Now we do bigger rigs as well, so I had bring in big staging, big PA. That's Canada Day at Streetsville. This spot is 2 parking spaces, and I've got room for me and a band. These were Gorilla Jams. It was a festival where we didn't have the street closed, so musicians were just waiting for me, and I just drove over and pulled in and jumped out of the truck with wireless transmitters. A lot of times I wander around grocery stores and I host game shows up and down the aisles, and I give away products that they want to people to try. Now, my walking PA also can have a 46-inch TV flipped on the front, so I can make it look like a cell phone. We have walking billboards. I've got another system that looks like cartoon bubbles, and it sits over your head for talking or thinking bubbles, and I call those thought bubble billboards. And so with building projection, I can be sitting in a downtown parking lot and project off 3 sides of the truck at the same time, and light up buildings on either side of the truck and behind the truck. An average size projection is about 40 feet wide, 20 feet high. And I designed the truck so I could actually drive while projecting off both sides of the road and play music. I can control everything from the front seat of the truck. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I'm actually broadcasting from the truck. So I'm sitting here running on the truck's power system, running through the truck's PA, and streaming from the truck as well. The AV truck allows me to stream up or stream down from the internet, and so it allows some really kind of neat capabilities. Now, the very first thing that I've been working with Unionville Montessori, UMS, for about 11 years, and I helped them build a theater, and then I became their theater tech, and it evolved with working with the music department, the drama department, and all the plays and events. There's roughly 1,200 kids in that school, and the kids that were graduating this year, I've known them since they were 4 years old, and when they told me they weren't going to have a graduation, that was kind of, no, that's not happening. You're having a graduation. So this was the first hybrid event that we did. We set up the AV truck in behind. We had slides for all the kids with what they wanted to do, what schools they were going to. We set up the stage. We cleared this with York Region Board of Health because no events had happened at all, and we didn't even know if we were going to be able to do this. So Mayor Scarpitti, thank you very much. We had a couple of councilors get on to help us pull this off as well. Mayor Scarpitti included a recorded message for the kids. And after they did the red carpet walk and picked up their diploma, they went inside. We had a giant photo backdrop for them to take their grad pictures. And this event certainly exceeded, right down to the hat toss. we didn't have enough parking space. You can see it's car space, car space, car space. So we did it in 2 sessions, streamed both sessions as well. So after the fact, we took the 2 footages, put them all together, so the kids now have a video start to finish of the whole event. So that was really cool. My next event was Canada Day for Streetsville, which I've been doing Canada Day for almost as long as I can remember. So they were kind of wondering what was going to go on too. So we did a 3-hour live stream of recorded, pre-recorded content that was set up at Quest Audio Visual Studio to run it. And we didn't tell anybody we're coming.
We're in Streetsville. We got a bunch of AV trucks coming. We're gonna shut this down. Got the road behind us. This is our spot. It's guerrilla style. We're gonna do this. Oh, I see them coming.
So with this, we actually just drove in. Nobody knew we were coming. They did know that there was a live stream happening. I had a massive PA system. When I first pulled into the square here with the 2 LED trucks, I was playing an East Coast version of O Canada. It was really up-tempo. So it really got people's attention. Now, you know, I spent years trying to draw crowds. Now I'm trying to draw attention and not the crowd. So I'm getting a little stutter here. With this, we pulled up in front of Cuckoo Lane's Irish Pub. Screech Jim was supposed to be our headline act of the day. And so I pulled out some Screeched In, started playing it, and the waitress started to dance. And I have to apologize, I'm getting some stutter on my video. The waitress started to dance, and next thing you know, everybody's clapping. If they weren't clapping, they were filming. And then the bar owner joined in, started to dance as well. And it was just one of those magical moments. So we were filming. We had a full film crew with us, so we sent this off to the live stream that was happening, and they included it in. I was planning on including a lot more content, but it was so busy for me, being one of the first events we did like this. So this year we're already booked for a repeat of this event. So I'm going to have a live stream manager sitting right in the back of the truck here, and then he can be constantly updating live stuff to the pre-recorded content that we're adding. Now we are hiring bands to do pre-recorded content, and then we'll be joining them with live stream right from where we are. Now nighttime we couldn't do our fireworks, so what we did was we put recorded fireworks on the side of the LED trucks, and then I had the projector set up so we could drive around town and project fireworks on the building, complete with fireworks sound effects. And then we had all Canadian content, but mostly it was local bands that were my musical content. Now I think from now on, when we're doing this, we're going to use nothing but bands, local bands, just because anything else, Facebook, YouTube, which we stream on those 2 platforms, will drop the audio out if there's anything that's protected by Warner Music Group or Sony or that sort of thing. So, so just by using local artists, it's good. We keep them employed, and we don't get our feed interrupted. So this was kind of the concept with the Drive-By Canada Day, and it was really, it was a great event. It was the first time usually I get there about 8 o'clock in the morning to start stages, because we did the Cenotaph Square and in Memorial Park. And normally I'm not home till about 4 in the morning, and last year I was home by 11:30, which was great. So, we're basically ready on arrival. Now, over the summer, I started working with 5 drive-in theaters, and these are premier theaters. So we have the 5 theaters are the Stardust in Newmarket, and it's got 3 screens. We have the 5 drive-in in Oakville, which also has 3 screens. Screen 1 is huge. Starlight in Hamilton, 3 screens on that property. There's 2 screens in London. And our last property is Barrie. There's 1 in the Yukon, but I haven't gone up there to work at all. So Typically, what our slogan is, movies are bigger and safer under the stars, because if you look back to the days of polio, um, drive-ins became huge back then because they advertised that you couldn't get polio if you took your kids to the drive-in. So we practice safe parking. We park between the posts, and we try to limit how many people are roaming around the property. We have we like guests just sit back and get comfy. And I've seen all kinds of crazy rigs people show up with. We do a lot of corporate events, and I usually provide pre-corporate entertainment. They usually set up gates, have bags and things to, call to action coupons, that sort of thing they give to people on their way in. Sometimes it's just for employees. Sometimes it's for customers as well, like this event. The front 2 rows of this event, it was an insurance company, so we had all old cars in the front 2 rows. Had some beauties. That Mustang I had to move. It was too close. So the truck was set up. I was just DJing from the truck, and at nighttime, when it started to get dark, I ran the projector. I've got about 180,000 music videos in here. So we did music videos as well. And a lot of times our clients, will put their logos up and whatnot. Everything you see here is being projected right from the truck, except for there we switched over to the house projector. We often set up a live stream so we can run cameras directly into the house projector, stream it live as well. And we're going to talk about that as we get to the invisible stage. We did events for Ronald McDonald House and Children's Make-A-Wish. They did a car rally. It was a caravan. They had to take pictures of things, and they cruised quite a distance, and then they ran a PowerPoint right from my truck to show off the results. This particular event, the CEO, just before we went to movies, he read stories for the kids. It was really neat. Now, we often have bands, and sometimes our client will bring a band. I just plug them directly into the truck. I've got 32 channels of live mix here. This is my good friend Bill Nadeau. And again, I don't know why I'm getting this stuttering. I got a lot of things going on in the background. So Bill is a one-man band, and he plays the tracks. Our sponsor for this particular event was Lauren McQuaid and Yorkville Sound, and so thank you very much to our sponsors. Now, it's hard for us with the drive-in because, like everybody else, we're not going to open until June 2nd, and so we've lost a lot of revenue. We've only got 50% of our revenue, so we're always looking for sponsors. This particular event, this was a gala, an award ceremony. So we set up a 16 by 48 foot stage. They had live entertainers. They had lots of awards. They gave out all kinds of prizes. We often cater food right to the cars, right from our snack bar. We're setting up an ordering system. Weddings can be simple like that one. This one was more elaborate. This one we set up a hoopah on stage. We had a tent for the bridesmaids, a tent for the groomsmen. This event was supposed to happen in November with 1,000 guests in a giant banquet hall. So we had it at the Newmarket Drive-In between screens 2 and 3. So we were able to split our guest count, and we had 500 guests in person. And they walked down the aisle, the roadway between the two theater screens, and we live streamed it, so we had another 500 people online. Now, we planned this entire event. The bride put it all together with our help, and she had a couple of event planners as well. And this happened in about 3 weeks, so it was pretty quick. And they actually got married beforehand and had a comedian as their minister. They brought their own DJ. You just saw them there. Film dressing room trailers for the bride and groom to get ready. Food services. We had trucks, and I think it was Encore Catering. 24 service staff. We also used the snack bar as well. Hot and cold running bicycles with ice cream in some and popcorn in the other. And we did a lot of graduations. This one is in Hamilton. We did a lot of school events as well. So this was students getting their house leagues.
we do have a
And this is the
performance
Maple
that we would
Academy
like
of
to
Dance.
do for you.
Now, they normally do a giant dance recital in a big auditorium. Couldn't do that this year, so we did one dance, and it was still pretty early, so my projector didn't look great on screen. But when it came time for their actual recital, it was all pre-recorded, mixed on video, run from our house projector, and the quality you see here is just my camera filming the 130-foot screen. Now, the drive-ins are awesome because, you know, they're all set up with a great FM transmitter. I drop wireless speakers all over the place, put up a PA. You can basically do just about all kinds of events. We had July Talks up there last year. Cardinal Official came in and did some shows. They weren't our shows, but they came in with a producer, and that will be happening. Other events like that this year. I'm hoping to get some live bands working on the weekends. And so our next event was Streetsville. Hybrid event was the Christmas event. And of course, normally we have 3 days of Christmas. I put up a stage and set up live bands on the cenotaph. They set up all kinds of games and activities down the street, and there's a lovely little market. Couldn't do that this year, so our plans kept changing. Up to, I think the day before, we ended up settling with the Rehearsal Factory is where we set the live bands. They streamed live from there, but this could happen anywhere, including you could have a live stream from the drive-in theaters, and I could set the AV truck up in your BIA where the festival should be taking place. And what I do, like this one, I dropped speakers covering roughly 5 blocks. The truck has an FM transmitter in it, so we just put little radios on each speaker, and I was able to broadcast from the live stream, which I pulled down in the truck, rebroadcasted the audio from there, and then that way it was in real time, because a lot of people were standing in line waiting to get into stores, watching it on your phone, listening to it, because like literally we filled the entire street with the sound of live music.
So Jim, we're running out of time now. We
Okay.
have a question right now, and if it's from Tracy Pepe, and she's asking, is the goal to have the trucks in other cities streaming an event in streaming in another city?
Oh, we can, anywhere there's, you know, the ability to pull down internet. I've got 50 gigs of internet right here in the truck. Like the last event, we could also pull down the stream on the side of the LED truck. It could be driving around with the concert on the side of the truck. Now, your broadcast could be pre-recorded. It could be live from people's homes and just picked up on Zoom or other platforms. Pre-recorded is good because nobody really knows if it's live. Like, you know, I have people record, give me audio tracks, like Jade Hilton for Christmas gave me just audio tracks. So I just played it on the street and kept interrupting, you know, at the end of each song, and hey, great track, Jade. And then I would talk about what's on store shelves, what's in, you know, restaurant menus, and promote shop local, and you know, whatever the COVID messaging of the day.
Great. And does anybody else have any questions? Because I have one. I don't see anything on chat right now. Jim.
Yes.
What is the cost?
Well, it varies. You know, events are like snowflakes. There's no two alike. Basically, the AV truck goes out for $200 an hour, $350 an hour for the LED trucks. We usually charge an hour setup and strike, and then 4-hour minimum. So
Okay.
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, great.
And again, you're getting full production with that as well. I do have another project I'm working on.
I was just going to ask, what else are you working on?
Well, I just bought this flatbed trailer, And we're just in design mode right now, but I'm hoping that we're going to start constructing this within the next 3 weeks. It'll be 18 feet long, 8 feet wide. The front panels will fold out, and there'll be a center section that comes out, creating a 12 by 18-foot stage. It'll be built 3.5 feet high. Eventually, like this one, it's going to get hydraulics on it. I will have a removable top. That's a horrible picture. So we can have a top that drops on there. So if we need to have it covered, or it can just be open. Now, the other thing I'm working on right now is I'm setting up some pickup trucks, and I can easily help our Zoomers with their events. Long McQuaid have a system that's called the XM mobile speaker. It's a battery powered speaker. And usually what I do is I put two on an angle. I put some foam down on the roof of a pickup truck, set these on top. They have a new battery pack that they're going to be releasing in rentals fairly soon. I'm not sure when, at Long McQuaid. And it will allow you to plug in keyboards or guitar amplifiers or whatever you want. Now, the beautiful thing with the XM Mobile is it's got a mixing system right on the back. So you could have a piano player in the back. They can't drive with the musician in the back because it would violate the laws, but they can drive up to, say, a senior's home or an old age, or a park or a bar patio. The musician can jump out, jump in the back. It's already turned on, do a song, jump back out, jump in the truck, and drive away. Because the concept really is, ladies and gentlemen, we want to draw attention, not the crowd. And these days, people are so hungry for anything that's not a 4-inch image on their phone. They'll whip their phone out, they'll videotape that, and they will share the heck out of that video. I was actually driving down the road a couple of weeks ago. There was a band at Trinity Park playing at the side of the road. So I just jumped out. I was already booted up. So I just jumped out. I ran over with microphones, mic'd them up, and all of a sudden filled the West Queen West with live sound. So it was a lot of fun. Any other questions out there?
I don't see any. Let me just see. 2 minutes to go before we switch over to Adam. No, any last minute comments that you have, Jim?
Well, what I'm going to talk about is I do a lot of work with Adam Growe. During the lockdown, when we were not able to do anything, we ran quite a few events, and Adam's a great host. So my first event, I had a 40th birthday come to me, and they wanted to do a surprise 40th birthday. So they were hosting it on Zoom. So the concept was they were going to have 40 people come in on Zoom. Half the guest was from Larbert, Scotland. So I set up my good friend Bill Nadeau with a whole pile of green screen images, including a video for the birthday girl. Her name was Michelle, so he played Michelle by the Beatles during that portion, and we just put him off to the side. So this is actually footage from Larbert, Scotland, and it was thrilling for the guests. What I really liked was, as the host of Zoom, I could zoom around and I could watch people's faces as different parts came up, because it was all pre-scripted. We had live music going in, then we had all the guests had sent me video clips of their message, birthday message, so I strung it all together, ran that as an event. Then we had Michelle's birthday video of her life, and she and her husband had met each other in grade 5 at Appleby College. So, and they went to the same universities together. So they have a really tight group of friends. And I was able to include all of that in the birthday tribute. And then when that finished, we switched over to Adam Growe, who had his questions all set up to reflect Michelle's life and the demographics of the guests that had joined us.
So Jim, we got to wrap up real shortly.
Yeah, so at the end of that, we just went back to One Song Live, and then we hosted a 45-minute cocktail Zoom hour, so they were able to just talk to each other and catch up on old times.
Perfect. I think Jay and Adam are getting ready to flip over to them. Jim, thanks so much for your presentation. You should all, if you need his contact information, it's there, or you can reach out to me to get it. Thanks, Christina. That's great. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Deb.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry, Jim, did you ask me a question?
I said, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure.
Whenever you're ready to go to Adam, I will fade to black.
Okay, great. And Jay, it's over to you. And get your phones out, everyone. So Rob, you don't have to worry about that. There's 6 contestants. You can play with your cell phone. So get your cell phone out, download the QR code that's there so that you can play along. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat, and I will make sure Adam and Jay get the questions. And
how do I download the QR code?
The QR code is, I think, right there. Scan the QR code. You have to have an app for that. So hopefully you have a QR code app that you can download. And
where do I find the QR code?
You have to go onto the Google Store and download the QR
Debbie, you can
code
just
app.
Debbie, you can just take a photo of it, and your phone should just do it for you.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, really? Thanks, Kira. There we go.
Yeah, just take a picture.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to try it.
Love the keyboard music.
So in 30 seconds, you have time to log on to the Adam Quiz Show. I'm on. Hey, thanks, Kira. That was just way too easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Adam Growe Quiz Show. Please welcome your host for the Adam Growe Quiz Show is an award-winning stand-up comedian who's appeared in his own internationally broadcast comedy specials, including Just for Laughs and Comedy Now. He's also appeared on Comedy Central's Premium Blend from New York City and CBS Television, broadcast live from Los Angeles to 14 million people, and recently reached the pinnacle of his career as a Canadian entertainer as a licensed taxi cab driver. That's me, Cash Cab Guy. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk to you. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, there it is. The scan the QR code technology is there for you. If you don't have that technology, you can do the adamquiz.ca manually in your mobile phone and send in a little picture. Why not? It's a little fun. I've just had that. That's just one of my activations that I have up handy and ready to go to get you engaged. I'll share that. It's a collage that you're going to be sending in your picture too. And it's just one of the things that I can do on my app. And shortly with the same app, you're not going to have to do anything. You can scan that QR code and you can also manually type it in, adamquiz.ca on your mobile phone. You won't have to do anything once we start the quiz show with trivia questions. It's the same one. I'll just launch a new activation. So it's all good. All right. I wanted to give you a little bit of a brief rundown in terms of what we're experiencing right now, in terms of not just the show and the fun we're going to have, but what you can do in your communities and for your events. So just for the sake of argument, you know, we are in a different situation right now where we are preparing for the hybrid environment where you've been listening to Jim talk about, but let's just talk about where we're at right now. This environment for digital events is what you're seeing on the screen right now. Everybody, most people are watching this on Zoom, and that's the online platform where all attendees are watching. I've got some contestants that are in the green room with me right now, but ultimately this is the scenario that a lot of us have been living in and enjoying for the most part. And what you've got is what you see now on screen from mine is StreamYard Studio. So it's a virtual studio in the cloud. And one of the things that you can do with your event attendees, if you are on Zoom, for instance, depending on whether or not right now you're seeing my screen, you know, this part occupy the full part of your screen right here, you can instruct people on Zoom to pin it or spotlight it. You know, you want to be in speaker view if it's not quite there. So ultimately you should see across the top of your screen or down the side of your screen, everybody's faces of the people that are attending. And then my screen should occupy the main part. But that's just one solution because Zoom is being used as the platform. Eventually what you're going to be using, if you're not using it for the collage already, is my mobile application, which I've licensed from Stagecast. For various different activations, and the mobile phone collage is just one of them. The quiz show is the main one that I get booked for, and everybody's enjoying that on the same platform. But there are other opportunities, and the reason I want to highlight some of the opportunities is because you might still be in a situation for your events where you are looking for different solutions. So another option would be a different online platform. And the reason I bring up these two, and you can see in the bottom circle there, there's AirMeet and Hopin. There's a lot of different solutions. Zoom is the kind of go-to it has been. These solutions are a little bit more robust in terms of what they can offer you. Not that there's anything wrong with Zoom. I'm sure you're enjoying it and have been enjoying it. The reason I picked AirMeet and Hopin as examples is because if you were to pick me to work as a turnkey solution, you would be able to know that you have different platform options, not just Zoom. On AirMeet and Hopin, for instance, from StreamYard, where you see my virtual studio, I can stream directly to those platforms with an RTMP code and stream key, right? So you wouldn't even have to have Zoom and then have someone, we got Jay on FEO side of things, sharing my screen on Zoom. If you set up on a platform like AirMeet or Hopin, I could get the RTMP URL code and stream key for you and broadcast directly from StreamYard turnkey. You wouldn't have to do anything. People just show up there and go. But ultimately, it's the same thing. They're all digital attendees, and all players are, again, virtual in the studio, which you'll see in a matter of moments. So that's just another solution in the time being as we are getting up for what's really exciting, which is the hybrid. But that's what Hopin and AirMeet look like. You know what Zoom looks like. Hopin's kind of like a clean, professional corporate environment, maybe not, the festival feel you're looking for, whereas AirMeet is a different solution where you got little tables, you can set up virtual tables and you can interact with people at your table. It's a little bit more Zoom-ish. But again, both those solutions, why I bring them up is because I can broadcast directly to them from StreamYard without any other solutions from you. And I will mention that Zoom is fantastic. These are options to elevate the networking and interactivity in terms of what your attendees can do. And they're not really that cost prohibitive. These events platforms are not hugely prohibitive. But here's the beauty. This is what we're talking about. This is what Jim has set the stage for and why I've been so pleased to be working with Jim. We've been doing stuff together in the virtual online world. And this is the hybrid environment where you potentially could get broadcast quality production values or simply elevate your event experience at your festivals or whatever you have planned in the spring or summer as we move into the fall. So everything else is the same. StreamYard is the same. I'm still operating there with contestants that come on screen with me, or I could be hosting an event for you where the mayor comes on board and joins me in my virtual studio and I present there. There could be a keynote. I could be doing a panel. But then there's Stagecast, the mobile gamification, where I can do the collage and I can do different activations. We're going to do the quiz show in a matter of moments. And then there's the exciting part, which we're going to get to. We're going to do it. We're going to get to hybrid again. We were there for, I don't know if you remember, it was like August, September last year where we were actually doing some stuff in person. I've literally left my home studio twice in the last year for events. And I'm really excited to be working with you potentially to do that. Jim's got one of these fantastic options, which is the drive-in type of environments, or he can bring a flatbed truck to wherever you are. He's got his mobile vehicles, but there's also in-studio options as well. Sometimes with the in-studio options, that's where it gets a little bit more of an immediate leap on the prices. But you can see this is what we're getting really excited about. And this is what some of those environments look like. I just bring up BB Blanc and Q Productions because I've worked with them. There's kind of like indoor studio environments where you can make it very splashy. But that's Jim's like one of the, bird's eye view at an event that's just getting ready for attendees to come for a drive-in environment. I think this must have been at Christmas time when he was using the splashy green and red lights. But this is like a full-on setup where you've got attendees in an on-site location or in studio, plus all of the other digital elements that I've already introduced and what we're going to be looking at today. And so that's what I'm really excited about. Obviously, the virtual and online events have been fantastic, and I've been very busy and having a lot of fun with people. The last solution I wanted to bring up is that there are some producers that I work with, event organizers, that cost controls are the biggest factor. So one turnkey solution is exactly what I've explained already. We're in StreamYard, my virtual studio. I'm using Stagecast as the mobile app for various activations. So it's a 2-screen experience. And I'm just streaming live to an unlisted broadcast on my YouTube channel. Nobody else knows about it unless I give you a link to share with your attendees. And ultimately, they're not even on Zoom. Right? I'm doing that right now, and that broadcast is being shared, but you can actually just have this as a turnkey solution if you don't need any interactivity other than kind of like a comment situation where people are commenting on YouTube and experiencing it. And that's just the most efficient, cost-effective way to get an event underway. And the reason I bring that up last is I wanted you to see all the solutions that are out there. If you are just wading into the notion of doing something interactive for your audiences because you've been completely shut down and you're ramping up, it's a good way to start something and try something smaller with a very cost-effective turnkey solution. But again, this is what I'm really excited about, is that hybrid environment, which we can all really look forward to this summer, if not sooner. And then we'll look at the online event tools. Obviously, I've got StreamYard and Stagecast, which I mentioned, but I'm not going to get into those because we're going to actually see that happening. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to actually share what's been going on. We'll see what not everybody is using the collage with the filter, but here's what we can see so far, right? So this is just an activation with my app that you are able to take a selfie. And I see someone down there in the bottom there, someone actually used the filter. I just grabbed like an I Love Ontario hat. And if you take another selfie right now, you can still do it on your phone. Click in the top left corner. Once you take your selfie, there's an option to use the filter and you can submit that. All that continue a little bit as we go, because I'm going to leave that application open before I get to the quiz show. And you can still do that. And I'm going to introduce the guests for this portion before I launch that app. So joining me on screen right now are some people who have volunteered, who are from your community, and they're going to be answering the questions that you're going to be answering on your mobile phones in a matter of a moment. You can still do the selfie pic right now and add another filter to it. Fill that real estate with more pictures. You can see there was a few, there's a few places left for you to do it. And you can see some people are, it's good. Some people are using the hat. I love to see that. But let's, as you use that, introduce the guests who we're gonna be having on screen. First, from one of the most beautiful places in the world, obviously. Everybody has been going there for a walk and for, maybe a shower in the mist. I don't know what's been going, but from the city of Niagara Falls, let's say hello to Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Adam. How you doing?
I'm excellent. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for volunteering to be on screen with me.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the invitation, and hello to everyone.
And not to be, undermined as any less beautiful a part of this province, who wouldn't want to spend time in Trent Hills from the Chamber of Commerce? Here's Dawn. Hello, Dawn.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Lori. Thanks for having me today.
Hey, Dawn.
And this is a selection from the community just to represent the region between Toronto and Kingston is the vegetation right behind you. This is exactly what everybody needs.
You need a bit of greenery in your life.
Next, we have someone who's never had a problem with vampires and other garlic jokes. Here's Peter. Hello, Peter.
Hey, Adam.
The Toronto Garlic Festival. Come on, you don't get the vampire stuff all the time.
I do. So I sometimes Don't advertise it. It's a garlic festival.
Oh, garlic's very good for your health in many different ways. Bringing together a sense of awareness for mental health and sense to bring those together, especially during this pandemic. I mean, why not have that? From Smelling Pink, here's Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, how is everyone?
Oh, we're good. We're watching. We're excited to see how well you do. We've got about 15 minutes for a quiz show, but it's all right. From the Bread and Honey Festival, Sandy is here as well. Hello, Sandy. Are you able to hear us?
Hi, thank you for having me. Yes.
Yeah,
can you hear me, Adam?
You can see what we're all dealing with, the world of little bits of lags. It's no different anywhere else. And our last contestant on screen is Kyle from InCirc. Hello, Kyle.
Hey, everybody.
Well, you have a great voice.
That's all.
I can really hear it.
It's all the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, hello. I'm still in the room. I have a microphone too. And so, Kyle has solved the problem with social distancing because Kyle, if you're on stilts, there's no worries about being close to anybody. Are you a stilt walker or are you a juggler?
I do both. I created physical distancing officers to help keep people connected during this time because it's not the distance that determines the quality of our connection.
Oh, I love that. So another thing, we've got like community leaders like you watching, and we've got community leaders on the screen right now who are putting together events that not only bring us cultural joy and mental health joy, but really are part of what makes life great, especially during a pandemic. And we're excited to get back to hybrid. So let's just quickly share what the collage looks like. See if any of that's like much more people using the filter there. Love to see that. Now I'm going to be able to send this to Debbie Mann after the fact, and I'll give you a little takeaway from this. But we'll remove that from the screen because we're going to get to the app now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the app for the quiz show. You don't need to do anything aside from refresh your browser is all you need to do, right? Refresh your browser and you'll be able to see an opportunity to sign in, and don't worry, everything's fine. You can trust me. Like, I know there's like the mumbo jumbo in there, but if you're on screen with me, don't sign into the app. I don't want you using the app. I want you on screen just fresh and ready, but you should see something along the lines of what I'll show right now, which is, let's get that up. And you should see this on your mobile phone. All right. And we'll be ready for the quiz show. All right. So hang tight. But I also did want to let everybody know a little bit more about what StreamYard does in terms of making the event really pop. There's Peter, added them again. I can take people in and out of the studio and re-add them, but you can see I have the ticker on the bottom. I have an opportunity for you to create your own branding as well. I'll put that up in the top there with Dawn, or that logo, or mine. As I move around, there's an opportunity for different things. It just depends on how many people are on screen, just so you know a little bit about what StreamYard has. That kind of blocks out in the bottom there, but you can see there's different overlays that I can create that allow you to do branding for your event. This just is what we're using right now for this event, and different screens to kind of accent. This is real-time production. So this is one of the reasons that I really like StreamYard as opposed to jumping on Zoom or AirMeet or Hopin live. This just gives me an opportunity to really do things in the moment. So in the meantime, let's do the actual quiz show. I promised you that you would have a chance to play for fun. There are some prizes as well. If you are in the top 8 on the leaderboard in the end of the game, you're going to get a chance to win not only a Premier Drive-In Theater movie pass, digital passes for 2. There's Premier Drive-In Theaters in Barrie, Hamilton, Newmarket, Oakville, and London. But the top 2 scores not only get that digital movie pass for 2 for the Drive-In from Premier. Number 2 gets an Ontario garlic book, the story from farm to festival from the Toronto Garlic Festival, in addition to those. And number 1 gets Canine Colors one-on-one training session. It's about $149 value. And this is a way that you can discover and understand you and your dog's personality, mix and enhance your relationship with them. So some prizes for you and bragging rights on screen for those of you on screen with me right now, you're playing for the digital movie passes, right? So you're not on your phones on the leaderboard. This is bragging rights for you on screen to have fun with these questions. So you can see when I start the questions, when they show up on the bottom of the screen here, they should be in sync close to it. It's a manual operation with what's happening on your phone. So let's get, and I don't mean to start the question with the most controversial question, but I want to start with something that potentially could divide the room, maybe on screen. Here we go. According to pizza.com, women are twice as likely as men to order what on their pizza? And you're answering out loud. Let me know if you think you know the answer. What do you think it is? Oh, I think Kyle thinks he knows. What do you think, Kyle?
I'm going to say pineapple.
You're going to say pineapple. That's controversial in other reasons. Am I right? Whether people like pineapple. Tracy thinks she might have an answer. What do you think, Tracy?
I'm going to say bacon.
Women are twice as likely as men to order bacon on their pizza?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
We all love bacon.
Okay.
Let's be real.
Okay.
Come on. Or the smell of it.
Yeah, bacon was an option. Yeah, nobody else would have any, there wouldn't be dividing the room. But you should be able to see that question on your screen, on your mobile phone. Again, if you're on screen with me, on the mobile side of things, they're getting multiple choice options. So according to pizza.com, women are twice as likely as men to order what on the pizza? Is it vegetables, pineapple, Beyond Meat, or nothing? I'm not hungry. I'll just have a bite of yours.
I still say bacon. You're just not admitting it.
It's not bacon. It is vegetables.
I would have said vegetables.
No, it's bacon for me. Sorry.
I love it when they don't even buy the trivia. They're like, whatever, I don't even care what the actual correct answer is. I'm going with my own answer.
Bacon is the vegetable of meats.
Yes,
I'm
it
with
is.
you.
There you go.
There you go. For sure.
All right, so the next question for on screen, this is for the game within the game. This is for, they're playing on the app side for points on the leaderboard, which I'll share. You're playing for bragging rights on screen right now. And you're going to show me that you know the answer to this question. In 1989, Madonna was the first celebrity to be pictured on the cover of what magazine?
Oh,
Let's see. Tracy thinks she knows again.
Vogue.
Yeah, but this is a show me answer. You got to show me you know the answer.
Vogue? Vogue?
oh my God.
Kyle's definitely, let me see that. Let me see it again,
Vogue?
Kyle.
Vogue?
Yeah. Kyle had a little something going there. Tracy,
Yeah.
yours was more like a mime in a box is what that was.
Okay.
That's okay. It was pretty good. Yeah, all right. I'll still give you bonus points for being the first to come to the table with that. And yes, a big green light for Tracy. Nice job.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what, the game within the game is Vogue magazine, Runner's World, or Time. Now, this question's a little bit more intense. This is a go-get question. If you haven't had the question on the mobile phone, it's going to come up in just a second. Let's just see. Should be there right now. Giving you a chance to kind of hear it from the on-screen audience, and then on the app side, just to emphasize the fact that on the app side of things, you're scored for not only correct answer, but speed of correct answer. I won't be as forgiving with the next few questions, and we'll race through them a little bit quicker as we go on. So you should have seen that after the fact. You should be able to get to that really quickly. Next questions are not going to be as easy in that regard. Next question, here we go. When Gen Zers want to gossip about someone or a situation, they may ask you to spill the what?
Beans.
Who said beans?
Me.
Tracy and Kyle seem to be
Tea.
yeah.
They're working up a storm there.
Yeah. We want to go out. We want to go to the drive-in.
Yeah, well, I'm just like,
we want to get out.
How does Tracy not know? Tracy, do you have Gen Zers in your bubble?
No.
Oh, okay, well, that's fair enough. How would you not know it's not Gen Zers? Now that question, I could have made it a go-to get question, but we'll get to one of those. We'll get to one of those in a second. Okay, so that was correct. It was not spill the beans, which is kind of old school. It was spill the tea as we move to the next question. This one is just a staying put one. And now I didn't personally see this. I wanted some questions to be very relevant to Ontario, not necessarily specific to your communities, but I didn't actually see this. I only heard about it. During the COVID-19 pandemic, liquor stores in Ontario used decals of Tom Hanks on the floor with a message saying Hanks for distancing because he is exactly what? What do we think it is?
So germophobic?
It's so well known.
Tom Hanks is so, Lori, he's germophobic?
I said he's a germophobic.
Oh, he's germophobic. But no, think about distancing. Is it that he's exactly 6 feet tall?
Oh, yeah.
Holding a 6-foot Oscar, or he and Rita Wilson had COVID, and that's what they want to kind of send him.
Right in Australia, right?
Yeah, that was pretty scary. Everybody was scared. Yeah.
I'm going to go with 6 feet tall.
Yeah, Dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn, waiting for the multiple choice. I like that.
Yeah. Way to go, Dawn.
As we look at the leaderboard, Jake in the #1 spot, Lego Man #2, Kira, Christina, and Lisa rounding out the top 5. We don't even have top 10 scores, so it's the top 8 on the leaderboard. It's not too late for you to join because at the end of the day, it is speed and correct answer that is going to get you. And the bragging rights right now, I think at this point in time, I have to say Tracy and Kyle are kind of leading the way. So this is an opportunity for someone else to show me that they know the answer to this one. Usain Bolt's iconic 2D world pose that made its first appearance at the 2008 Olympics is also known as what? Show me you know the answer to this one. Kyle is on this already.
No, I'm going to go this way. I'm going this way.
Oh, okay, Tracy, you go that way. I'll go this way. And Sandy's
Tracy and Kyle show right now.
Can I do the both?
Okay, fair enough. That's more like the Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, but nonetheless.
I'm just waiting for the 4 across YMCA.
Yeah. But what's it actually called? Does anybody know? Is it called dabbing, bolting, or usanity?
Dab. I'll go with dab.
Dabbing.
Oh, you think it's dabbing? Oh, throws you for a little bit of a curveball there. Dabbing looks the same, but it's actually known as bolting.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Honestly, Sandy and Peter, this is an opportunity for you to. This one, I know you can
do a question about garlic.
I know you can do it. I know you can do this one.
Oh, no.
Peter, in online lingo, what animal name is used to refer to someone who is really great? I want you to make the sound of the animal. What's the sound of the animal? Is it goat, dog, or fox? One of those is correct.
Who knows what a fox sounds like?
Like a dog?
Bonus points if you know the answer to that, Dawn. What does the fox say?
Like a big growl.
You don't know the bing 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 ding 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 ding. You don't know that one? Unbelievable.
No. We haven't gotten out lately.
Dear.
We haven't been around.
Yeah. We've been inside too long.
In online, Sandy, do you know the answer to what's the animal? Someone's really great.
I'm going to say dog.
What does it sound like?
Ruff, ruff.
You get a big X for that.
Oh, no. Greatest of all time, the goat. I'm like educating.
Okay. Goat. What does the goat sound like?
It does sound like, well, no, we don't have time for that. We do have time for this. To promote washing hands properly during the COVID pandemic, Gloria Gaynor went viral as she lip synced to which one of her 1978 songs? Bonus points to whomever does the best lip syncing.
Oh, Gloria Gaynor. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive.
will survive.
I will survive.
I forgot the word.
Not bad, not bad. Fair enough. You forget the words.
Yeah. I was lip syncing, just like,
Yeah.
you know.
Kira jumping into the number one spot. Don't worry about the internet message on the top of that. Kira and Jake are competing for the number 1 and 2 spot for the garlic book and for the canine colors. And then everybody else in the top 9 is going to, or top 8 is going to get those. We're almost through. We got 3 more questions. I was a little delayed because I got to get the app started again. So here we go with the next question on, and this is a go get question. You have to go get it to get the bonus points on screen. I was very forgiving on the last time, but here it is. The motel north of Toronto that serves as the Rosebud in Schitt's Creek was used by a local training organization as the accommodations for its athletes in what iconic Canadian sport? Go get something that demonstrates you know the answer to this question. What iconic Canadian sport am I thinking of? Go get it. Who's going to get it?
Oh.
Yeah, run.
Hockey stick?
No,
I don't have it.
What do you got?
Go. I was thinking curling. I don't have any big, balls.
We're a little over time. Hang on. There's only 2 more questions. We'll see what they come back with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, you know this area, right? You know this area? This is on Hockley Valley Road or in Hockley Valley near Orangeville. This was an actual training. Well, it could have been. It was a training organization. Beautiful area. I actually, my family were big Schitt's Creek fans, and we took a little, Bubbles road trip up to the area. If you're in that part of the province, it's also a very beautiful part of the province. What do we got? We've got something Canadian there. We've got lacrosse. Nice. Oh, look at this. What?
Oh, yay, Peter! That's the best.
He's whispering answers to me.
It is, in fact,
Peter.
It's basketball. Naismith, Jamal Murray, right? Okay, we're going to go. Don't worry, we're a little over. I'm not going to hold you up too long. This is another question for you. A wedding vow that was a tradition started by Princess Diana and followed by Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle was that they each omitted what word about their husbands in their wedding vows?
Obey.
To obey and serve.
Obey. They don't obey anybody.
No. Or serve.
Or serve, yeah. Obey and
Is
serve.
it obey, man, or manscaping?
Obey.
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 Obey. Obey.
I think they might have actually inserted the word manscaping into their word.
I don't think they obey anybody.
All right, final question, and then we'll have a look at the leaderboard. This one is, I will start the song lyrics. You complete the song lyrics for bonus points on screen. Because right now, because Sandy came back with the lacrosse trick, even though that was incorrect, that was a good effort. Kyle is still slightly in the lead because he's come back with at least something ahead, but not too far behind Tracy and Dawn. Peter and his cat, I'm not sure. And Lori's been enthusiastically getting up, and did you come back with anything on the last one?
No, I was looking for the hockey stick.
Look at box. All right, so not too bad. The last one could be the determining one. So this is the question that they're getting on the app side of things. What 1969 Neil Diamond song was originally inspired by his overcoming his challenges of divorcing his second wife? Now they're going to be answering on the app side of things, but you're going to be answering by completing the following song lyrics. All right. Nobody looks. And listen, there's a reason that I'm a game show host and a comedian and not the lead singer of a band. So since it's such a close race between the top scorers, this is what I'll do. I'll start the song lyrics and I'll have someone complete them, starting with Tracy at this point in time. Okay, so here we go. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
Speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
Nice job. All right.
Good job.
Good Kyle's job. Also in the top scores there. So here's your chance, Kyle, to break out and get the bragging rights. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Took the midnight train going anywhere.
Not
Good
bad.
job.
Born and raised in South Detroit.
Lori and Don and Peter, this is a chance for you to get a little bit of headway with this one. Complete the song lyrics for this one at the same time. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching
you.
Sweet Caroline.
You just got to upstage us, eh?
Yeah. And
I love that song really well.
That was the song.
That was
and
a
finally,
drunken
for the
song.
money, Sandy wasn't given an opportunity. So Sandy, this is your chance. They clearly know all the classics. This is your chance to know the classics as well. Here we go. Sleep Country, Canada.
Why buy a mattress?
Anywhere else. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. All right, good job. So coming out on top of that for bragging rights on screen, we have Kyle and Tracy getting the movie passes.
Good job. We're going. Kyle, we're going.
That's all right. Everyone else can just sit in our trunk.
Woohoo!
And the top 8 on the leaderboard are also going to get those digital movie passes from Premier Drive-In Theaters. Someone from FEO will be in touch with you. You should get a notification on your phone. Sorry, I went a little over. I know everybody's got appointments. We're only 5 minutes over, but I appreciate that. And you can contact Jim or I if you have any questions about the interactive quiz show. Just a lot of technical stuff to get us into it. I wanted to give you the full spectrum, but I appreciate also everybody on screen for all you did. Let's give a big round of applause to the volunteers. Thank you, Lori, Don, Tracy,
Thanks,
Sandy, Kyle, Peter. Nice to meet you, and I hope to see you soon at your festival.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Nice cat, Peter.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. That was so much fun. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we will be back with Tracy Pepe from Scented Lair. And remember to bring when you log on next week, have an herbal cup of tea, because Tracy will be talking about scent and talking about the herbal tea and the teas that you decided to bring. So thank you so much for joining us for this very different Tuesday Talks. And Jim, thank you so much for participating. Adam, thanks so much for doing this with us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Jay, again, thanks again for being our production manager. And we will see you all next week. Thanks, everyone.